Everybody, and welcome back to the next episode of the Team Infinity podcast, the first one that is like fully set 11. We have a full house in here today as well, so this should be really fun. We are doing another tier list. I think that's becoming one of our MOs at this point. Kind of, it's a little hard to do at the beginning of sets because there's a bunch of different ways you can take it. But ultimately, what we wanted to do is kind of like a hype card tier list. If you just take what we consider everything to be the best cards of the set, then, theoretically everything just should be like in a meta card tier, and that doesn't really make it a fun tier list. And so, we went through the whole set. We've found a bunch of cards that we've seen people talking about, that have, had some hype behind them, or a lot of people have had discussions around, or things that we just think are fun and could be really good, whether it's going to be meta defining or not. But we wanted to have it to where it's not just everything is super meta, because everything isn't going to be just uber meta at the end of the day. And so we have a full massive list of this with 6 people on here. And so hopefully this isn't a 4-hour podcast episode. Yeah, we're just going to jump into it, because if we don't, then we will literally be here for 6 hours. But with that said, I am remembering, shout out Matified Playmats. If you want a custom foil playmat, links in the description. If you want to support the team, we have a TCG Player affiliate link that you can use to buy all your singles for upcoming Winterspell. You don't have to do anything that you wouldn't with TCG Player. Just use our link and we get a percentage that helps support us. Yeah, so with that said, I guess let's go ahead and jump into it. So we've sorted this by color. I'm going to just walk through all of them. As I was getting this ready, we had 4 cards per color, and then everybody was like, oh no, you have to have this one in here too. And like, oh no, you have to have this one in here too. Like, oh my God, you can't have this tier list without this card too. And so there's a few more of those now than we initially started with. But anyways, with that said, like I said, we're going to go by colors. And so let's go ahead and start with Amber. And I don't have any idea how to say this one. This is the new 3-cost uninkable song.
How about you try it?
Yeah, you gotta try it.
I can't even see. Is it a
Google it?
Akud et Imuti?
There you go.
Akud et Imuti? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's about as close as it's gonna get. So, the 3-cost uninkable song that when you sing it, you get to draw a card, and the next character you play, the cost gets reduced by 2. Devin, you're under me on the screen right now on the video version, so I'm making you talk about this one first. How do you think this one's going to end up, and where should start with this one?
I think that it's going to definitely be a card that people play around with, probably with Angel and Ursula and Troubadour, stuff like that. I don't know if it's actually going to be a meta definer or anything like that. I think it's a very cool card and a strong card. I just think there's some other stuff you can do. I'd put it at like role player to fringe somewhere in there, but my opinion's not super crazy on the card. I think it's a cool card though.
That's kind of where my head was, so I think we're on the right page. Anybody else have any other crazy takes where that is a terrible decision?
I don't think terrible decision. I do think it's a meta important card. There's just some high roll runouts that will happen with this card, and I think the fact that people are trying to combine it with like playing a huge character early is a little bait. And really it should just be used in an aggressive strategy where you can just utilize it to go wide without losing card advantage. Or I do think it has a place in Amber Amethyst potentially, because they have all the mana cheats. And in that deck, like you play so many high cost bombs that the extra, it feels less of like a combo card and more of like just a decent piece of the deck with all the other mana cheats that Amber got in this set.
Okay. I can concur with that as well. Does anybody else agree with Mo on this and we should go meta important, or do we agree with me and Devin and think role player's fine?
I think role player. I think it's pretty middle of the pack. It's a good card.
Okay.
I don't think it's like crazy. I thought it looked a lot better when you first read it, and then you play with it a couple games, and it kind of disappoints.
Okay, we need to remember that Mo said it should be meta important, and we can come back on this and he can tell us we told you so. But Mo, you're overwritten for now.
Fine.
Okay, moving on. Raging Storm. This was one of those late additions that everybody said has to come in here. And so Hayden, you didn't say anything on on the first one. So where is Raging Storm? What are the thoughts on this one? This is the 8-cost uninkable action that is the Be Prepared replacement.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know exactly where I'd put it. I think it will affect the meta in some type of way. People are definitely
Sure.
going to try it, and like a lot of people will, I think. I think we'll know fairly quickly if these Amber strategies that are supposed to be like control actually can work. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where that means I will put it. I guess meta important is where I would put it right now.
I think that checks out.
I was leaning fringe / role player, but I don't know. I think there's
I
a
don't-
crazy. Good.
I just don't know either. I'm just like, I feel like there's a certain concentration of people that are just going to force this card, whether or not it's like great or not, and it might just work anyway. I don't know.
Legit, before we sat down in here, I was doing a little practicing, and I got hit by this card 3 turns in a row. And let me just say, the bell that inks your characters plus this card plus Visions of the Future makes a pretty toxic core of I never get to play a character, but I still won, so I don't know how impactful it was, but I think it's a really cool card. Happy to see a B prep like card back at least.
Okay, I have a different opinion. I think it's going to be meta defining. I think it's
Ooh.
I think Am with this card. I think it is going to be it's going to be like Amber or Ruby Amethyst of past sets.
Okay.
Them's big words, son. Oh.
I mean, it feels very similar. I only played like 5 games of Am with it, and it felt really, really strong.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. It did feel really strong.
Okay, Cody, you're the tiebreaker here between meta defining and meta important.
For Raging Storm?
Yeah.
I think it's unplayable.
Okay. So we'll leave it at meta important then. Which I agree. Is it Hayden's point is basically where my head was. Is it the best card ever? I don't know. Probably not. Like 8 cost uninkable. That's not singable. Given the current landscape, seems in Amber seems like a very high hill to climb. But are people going to force it because they want to be back in like a safety net of a Be Prepared days? Probably. And so regardless of how good it is, I think the fact that people will play this, at least initially, means it at least has to be like considered, which in my opinion would be meta important.
But I also think everyone's going to be playing dogs for like the first 2 weeks. So I feel like,
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
know. I don't think that decks with that card are ever beating dog decks. So maybe it will have
True.
0 success at the beginning.
What's a dog?
I'm really
my
interested
God.
that Matt said it's an Amber Amethyst card because I feel like you don't have it's just going to be so hard to consistently get the mana for it. That makes it really hard in that deck. Like Amber Sapphire can reach that number by like turn 5, I think. If you go Cindy into Princess, gets you to 8 on 5, unless I'm mistaken. So I'm really interested to see how that works out. Oh, we lost our cat. Oh, is it Riftbound time?
Riftbound.
No.
I couldn't get any of the new set.
Neither could I. It's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Here's a Guerrilla Warfare.
At least we're getting the dropout soon or early. So
Oh, what's that? Is that Psyduck?
It's a Psyduck.
Oh,
It's
that's
beautiful.
cool.
Ooh.
Zach, look away. Traveling merchant.
I know. We're 3 minutes in and I'm already losing it here. So, but okay. So, any final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Mo, I think you play it like how I was playing it, at least for like the 5 matches I played or whatever. Was like I was just playing like a normal Amethyst deck, and then I would just get there eventually and play a library and set up my library and then wipe them next turn and just win.
That's what I was doing. NFO. Amazing.
I'm definitely interested to see y'all take that on because I've always felt Amber Amethyst is such a play to the board deck, and I never want to wipe my own. Like I spend turns developing like character plus Elsa plus Demona and have such a commanding like presence of the board. I never want to wipe my own side, and I don't feel like it comes up against the decks that I would want to wipe like dogs. I don't think I'm ever going to make it to 8. I've either already won or I lost.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think about it.
Very open to having my mind changed on this.
Sometimes you just need to, like with dogs, like you can stabilize the board and then they play a character and they're at 18 and they have a 2 lore, and then you just need to wipe the board and reestablish like you have a library on board, and then you can just kind of whittle the game with that.
Yeah,
That's fair. Okay. Next card. I can't remember. Is this Grandma Willow? Is that the name of this one?
Grandmother Willow.
Okay, that's what I thought. I couldn't remember for sure. I know this is a Mo card. So Mo,
Not me card. I hate this card.
Well, I mean, you've been the one that's talked about it the most. I feel like between us.
I think it's the most hyped card right now in the set.
It's one of them for sure.
Grandmother Willow took a DNA test and it came back she's 100% that B. This card's insane. Meta defining. Like, you play this in dogs, it just gives you so much value. You play this in Amber Steel, you get to cheat out like huge strength of a Raging Fires way faster. And just the mana cheat on a body. It seems low impact, and then you start playing around it, and it's like, oh, this card's a mistake. Uh-oh. You're going to hear me say that a lot in Amber for this next few cards I'm looking at. But this card definitely is way too strong.
Any objections to Grandmother Willow on meta defining?
I haven't played enough games to give an opinion.
I think it's super cool. I really like the design of the card. Honestly, I think it's cool. No, I mean, I don't love that type of gameplay necessarily, but it's cool. It's a cool card. Like, it's gonna see play and like shake things up, which I would rather see that than see bad cards. So, like,
maybe.
Maybe. I guess you're right. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be as good as like it seems it will, because I feel like it once people play dogs over and over again, they're gonna stop playing their blue decks. Like, they're gonna stop trying to board wipe with this 8-cost action after they lose on turn 6. Like over and over and over again. And like, I think the dogs deck does have weaknesses when it plays against another deck that like wants to be on the board with it, when it doesn't have like its great openings. But I don't know. I haven't gotten to play against the dog deck with that card in it maybe one match. So I have no idea.
Pardon my mini TED Talk breakout here. The format has been so much 1-2-3 power play for the last 2 sets. 1-2-3 strength, 1-2-3 tramp, 1-2-3 Elsa, 1-2-3 Clarabelle, you're welcome. Every power play, for the most part, the initial standstill breaker plays, the not the most broken plays, but the first interaction big plays of the game have been always consistently on turn 4. As a dog player, as someone who has really enjoyed playing the deck in the past, this enabling a consistent turn 3 tramp is very, very alarming for the state of the game, I think. But I'm, once again, happy to be proven wrong. I would love this card to be not good.
Speaking of potentially not good, next one being Angel, the 2-cost Singer 3 that you can play on 1 if you're going second. I feel like this was initially the most hyped card. This one was released like way long time ago, and we all thought it was going to be crazy. I don't feel like it has near as much steam as we all initially thought. You obviously need a very, strong impact of 3-cost songs for this to be as impactful as it possibly can. And I don't know if we're necessarily there. Does anybody fully disagree with that? Or are we all kind of on the same board on Angel?
I think it's bad.
I won't say bad, but I am more inclined to say bad than good. I would put Angel and Fringe. Card's going to get played. It's going to have some high roll rollouts that just auto win people games. But as of right now, there's just not enough 3-cost songs that warrant a deck that really is engineered to make this card good. I think it could be I think there's a future where you could just have a blind second deck that's very powerful, but there's not enough good songs for this card yet.
That's fair. Okay. I feel like this honestly is probably one of the most talked about cards on socials, at least that I've seen. Good old Pudge, 2-cost. 1-3 quest for 1, but you get to play him for free if you have a Lilo on board. So, Cody, Pudge, what do you think about Pudge?
I mean, he's a god tier.
He controls the weather.
Controls the weather.
What tier should he be in?
I can't read. Whatever. Put it in front of that tree.
Yeah.
In front of the
He's not the best card. Are we saying Pudge is the best card in the set?
I
Yes.
like him.
Oh
I think
my
it's meta
god.
important. I don't think he's like the best. I think you can build a deck with or without him.
That's kind of where I'm at. I think it'll be good, but there have been so many cards where it's like, hey, if you do this thing, you can play this for free. And I don't feel like any of them have ever been like important.
I want to say meta defining. It's clearly not as good of a card as Grandmother Willow, but I do think like Pudge just enables some really dirty gameplay and some really like because there's so many good playable Lilos. And Amber currently has 2 other really strong playable low cost Lilos, and the shift is another. The new shift card is another pretty decent card that can all enable Pudge. I would be more inclined to put in meta defining, but if y'all vote meta important, I'm happy with that as well.
I don't know. I want to put it in role player, but I think meta importance probably more realistic.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that you can just build any Amber deck with it or without it, and it would probably play pretty similar.
That's fair.
I like the concept of taking the game and like fast forwarding it. I think that in itself is powerful, and being able to enable early tramp for dogs or early strengths for Amber Steel, I think gives this card the edge that I think makes it meta defining. To explain my logic here, but
that's a strong. Those are valid points for sure. I just think that when you're like doing stuff for free, you have to have ways to like really refill your hand, or it's just like you're playing this out and then you're kind of dead after that. But
if only there was a way.
I was about to say, speaking of refilling your hand, we have definitely one of the most talked about cards, Ohanamin's Family, the 3-cost action that lets you draw a card, that lets you heal your character and draw a card for every damage you heal. So Rapunzel, very Rapunzel-esque. Where should Ohanamin's Family go? Is this definitely meta defining? Is this meta important? All right, meta defining it is.
I think it's very important. I think it's a lot worse than people think it is.
I think it's important to have to think about doing math with this card in mind going forward. Like kind of like playing around Rapunzel was so important before. Like it's kind of the same thing. Like I think having to kind of readjust our thoughts to playing around cards like this is going to be something that defines this meta.
Yep. I mean, Hayden's logic of Raging Storm on just like, hey, like everybody's going to be playing this card. And like whether it's the best card or not, like you definitely have to play around it, like Devin said. It's kind of my thought process.
I think like an you can play without it. If you have a better draw engine, this card is not Rapunzel. It's not nearly as good. You can't tempo it out. I've drawn it a lot, and then you're playing against aggro, and you just can't get the damage on the characters to make it justify playing it and not a body.
You know what I think? Wait, I want to throw out something really quick. You know what I think is going to make this card feel really worse than what it actually is? Is cards like the Mona still being like a 4 of them in people's decks. You're like, oh, you took a turn off to draw whatever. It's like, I don't care. True.
Yeah.
Or Goliath even.
I love having... Oh, hang on. Dogs. Hold that thought. We good?
Gosh, the dogs are already hating and the set's not even out.
I do think this card is I could not put it on the same. I'm happy with it being meta important or meta defining, but I can't put it on the same as the 8-cost uninkable song or uninkable action. I do think Amber Amethyst, it's still just a really impactful card that makes you think about turning sideways in front of it. And I think this card's going to age very well over the next 2 years of the game as we have it. It's such a crazy card to be playing around again, and you have so much like free mana you can cheat out with your lanterns or your willows or whatever that you can usually slip in 3 pretty easily. But I'm happy with meta defining or meta important, but if it's meta important, I want to put it over the Storm.
I would agree with that. I mean, I think we can at least leave it up here and we could potentially reevaluate like once we come toward the ends of it. But
so can I say something?
Yeah.
For me, when I was playing it in practice, it was weird because like you try to like, set it up and keep it in your hand, and so you can like, set up the damage and get some draws. But if your deck isn't already like drawing in the early game and like getting you cards, then what ends up happening is you end up keeping it, and then like that is your way to get more cards. But then you get to that point where you need to play it, and then your opponent doesn't let you get any value off of it, and then you're stuck with this card in your hand that does nothing, and you're top decking because you didn't have a way to draw beforehand. So I think it needs to be in a deck that's kind of built and centered around like abusing it, and
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how that will work yet, honestly, and like what I expect that's about to happen with all these dog decks.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know when
people-
I'm playing it versus dogs.
Yeah, I
ever.
mean, people will play around it for sure, but I think to Devin's initial point, like the fact that you have to play around it, whether it's good or not, I think makes it one of those meta cards that you're always going to be, considering.
But if
And-
I'm playing dogs, do I have to play around it, or do I just go bang, 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 tramp, turn everything sideways? I don't care if you play a 3-cost action because you lose if you
No.
ever play a 3-cost
Well,
action.
Yeah.
Hey, let's wrap up the pod then. Let's not review any other cards.
I mean, we are 22 minutes in and we've done 6 cards. I knew
Well,
this
these
was
are
gonna
the
happen.
most impactful cards.
That's
Amber got
fair.
the biggest buffs.
That's fair.
One thing I think that we're discounting here is this card enabling other strategies. I think blue, yellow, and red, yellow can exist because of this card. I think they alone can enable some really cool stuff. You have some force scenarios you can do in blue or in yellow, red to just guarantee value off this card. And that deck's so good at retaking the board that it can be a little bit slower, because it's so good at handling aggro anyways. You just have your selection of board wipes to take over. You have your early Maui Sharks. And I think blue yellow desperately needed a card like this to compete. And I think it makes those two into potential, I wouldn't be surprised to lose to those decks at a DLC. I don't know the exact makeup or math of how they're going to be right now, but I think there's inherent power behind the strategies because of this card.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think it's
Okay.
going to be really good set 13.
I think we need another draw card in Amber for this card to really shine. I think Hayden was completely right. That's a lot of times what happened when I was testing the card too. It just gets stuck in your hand and you have no damage.
Yeah, it's like, can you afford to play a card that's at like a 0? It does absolutely nothing sometimes, and then you have to keep it in your hand. That means you can't really keep it. You have to just ink it and then draw into it, unless your deck is built with damage already. So I don't know. I really, really like the card, and I'm gonna try to make it work. But
I think it's a very powerful card. You can draw 8 cards off the card. It is a crazy card, but
it also single-handedly has lost me games just because I tried to keep it in my hand, had no way to draw, went pass on turns, basically didn't do anything.
I personally would probably put it at the bottom of meta important.
Okay. Well, this is
that was the 8-cost action better.
this is another one of those that
I'll
we're.
tell you why that card belongs up there.
This is definitely another one of those that at the end of the set we're gonna have to come back at this and see how right or how wrong we were.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when before, just for everybody's listening's enjoyment, when I started this, I said we have 2 minutes per card. We're now 24. We are now 24 minutes in, and at this pace, this is going to be a 2-hour episode.
Hey, and I'm not even
That's
talking.
terrible.
I'm letting everyone else do it.
I know Cody's doing a great job. No, I'm mainly just teasing. Like Mo said, I mean, this was going to be the most impactful color as far as the changes that it's going to see from an identity perspective and from a power level perspective. But
And I don't want to go off the deep end on this, but I will say, just for all the fans out there, we decided not to put the best Amber card on here, which was Bambi.
I love that
Yeah,
Bambi so
that
much.
card's
It's so cool.
That card's cool.
yeah, and I left it off, and now nobody's going to forgive me. But okay,
I want to play one more Amber card. John Smith Compass.
No,
I want to
moving on.
Yes,
For the
thank you,
record.
Cody.
for the record.
Okay, quick Amber recap. In meta defining, we have Grandmother Willow and Ohana Meets Family. And meta important, we have Raging Storm and Pudge. And role player, we have the 3-cost uninkable song, Akud et Imudi, however you say that. And Fringe, we have Angel. So moving on to Emerald, we have, starting with one of the legendaries, we have Donald. It's Donald, right? Yeah, Donald Duck. The 4-cost inkable 4/4 stat line that whenever you boost a character, you can use his ability to put another card under whatever that character is you just boosted.
All right, boys. Who
yeah.
wants to
Better
fight
to
me
find.
on this one?
Mo, take it away.
Meta defining. CY later.
Yeah. I will do my best to make this a meta-defining card. I do understand I have a unique approach to the game, and cards typically have better results for me than they do other people. I definitely would not accept less than meta important for this card. I
talking
think it
about Snowfort?
enables an entirely new archetype in green purple. I think the Whispers deck is just so cool. But it's one deck. It's like Ohana is a card that I argued meta defining because it's great for 5 decks. This is good currently for 1. Maybe blue green can make a lot of use out of this card. Maybe Christmas can make some use out of this card. But green purple, this truly enables an entirely new archetype that I believe is powerful. I don't know if that makes it meta defining or not. Maybe it's meta important, but it's my favorite card in the set. I love it.
Okay,
I need to even put it on this list. I did.
who's gonna fight him on it?
I
He-
agree.
This isn't me fighting by any means because I
Uh-oh.
trust Mo's opinion on this. But for the reasons that you said, I think it is probably more meta important unless we are saying green purple will be like tier 0 overlord.
So
Tier 1,
It is
tier
every,
one.
yeah, it's tier pi every single set. We'll just keep it going.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
this card's gonna see little play. Like, I think it's gonna see very little play compared to a lot of these other cards. But I
Mhm.
mean,
Wow.
that doesn't necessarily mean it's not gonna be meta defining. I mean, if 3 of us top with it at the CCS, does that make it meta defining if no one else plays it? I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. I agree. It's definitely, and the more and more this deck becomes public, I know it's already catching on, but the more and more this deck becomes public, there's a unique play style to it that certainly won't be everyone's bread and butter. So interesting.
I will say Donald on the same tier as Raging Storm is making me cringe.
You guys are
Donald should
hating
be a
on
bird.
Raging
That's okay.
Storm. Oh my god, that card is good.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I agree on Raging Storm about where it is because like Be Prepared, it made us, whether or not it was always played, like you had to think about it. You had a deck build around it. And that's all I'll say on that.
Okay, we'll leave it for meta important for now, and we're moving on. Devin, this is a Devin submission card, so we're gonna start with him. I have no idea why this is on here.
Okay.
I'll
good
back him
old
up.
good old Snow Fight, a 3-cost unequal item that
Are we really
on
putting down
you-
our teammates like that?
Disrespect.
It's a
On-
snow fort.
Oh, okay. Snow Fort. I don't even know the cards yet.
No,
and it's way
yeah,
too small to
Mo
read.
started talking about the best card of the set. I thought he was talking about Snowfort.
Okay, back up. It's a 3-cost uninkable item that's on your turn. Your characters get resist +1. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
On
Yeah,
your
but-
opponent's turn,
On your
They-
opponent's turn.
they have resist and they have +1 strength anytime. But whenever I put it or recommended it on the list, I thought this was going to be like us picking a card per color. I don't think anyone's talking about this card at all.
Oh,
For the record,
that's not
But
true.
I
Devin.
think-
You bring it up
I-
every day.
I do. But I think it's a cool card. It's the closest thing that's reminded me to Cogsworth.
Sure. Okay.
And for that reason,
He,
Snowfort.
he saw
Let's-
Snowfort and went, I need to call him.
Okay.
Let's put that on the bottom of Fringe, please.
I was about to say the next question I have is anybody actually going to ever play this or not? And if the answer is no, it should probably be bad, right?
It's definitely not a bad card. I think
Okay,
Fringe
fair
the
enough.
role player is entirely. I do think there's a huge gap between role player and meta important in this tier list, but that would
Probably.
take way too long. I think it definitely fills a purpose. The green purple control deck from last format loves a card like this. Just giving that resist, giving you your huge trade swings into purple steel, into amber amethyst is really big for these decks. It's really important to have that. And that extra resist pip really makes trades so hard for your opponent. Just imagine taking a genie and now your genie has resist +1 on your opponent's turn.
I just want to throw out there really quick. I don't think Mo understands the power of his voice. We made the stocks of Pillow Fort over here way better than it ever was going to be. From Mo just saying that.
I mean, that's definitely true. And we're going to see a buyout day 1 of this card, and it's all because Mo.
Yeah, you're gonna be the reason why foils are 25 cents.
Because Devin made a meme, and then Mo was like, actually, this thing is insane.
I like the card. I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I think it's a cool card, but it's on Inkable 3 item. It is bad.
If only you
Thank
had
you.
a deck that you played 0 uninkables in that really could use extra combat
You're learning
trades.
how to play this card. How are you gonna fit it in on turn?
Yeah, nobody. I agree. I'm very much this is a bad card, but if it like has some merit, then I guess we'll just keep it fringe. But
I'm gonna take your Cheshire Cat with mine, and then I'm gonna boost in the same turn. Turn 5, play Snow Fort, boost Cheshire Cat, take yours. It's gonna be great. I don't know. It's definitely not gonna be like a crazy shake-up card, but I'm glad it exists. It's very much a quintessential green card. Should be inkable. No clue why it's not. But
that's a very fair point.
Well,
Okay.
Okay. Wait. It's not a quintessential green card. I feel like it's a steel card that lost its purpose,
Well,
lost its way.
I think it's quintessential green because it doesn't belong in green and it's uninkable.
That's true. That's actually the best description.
Yeah. Okay. We have another Mo card for the next entry here. We have Goofy, the 4-cost uninkable 4/4 stat line, quest for 2. Boost 2 that when he is banished for every card under him, you have to discard a card. So very interesting.
Highly underrated in my opinion going into this set. Being able to dictate trades on your turn and ditch your opponent's hand is really cool. Things like boosting this Goofy with a Donald on board and then playing a Demona on the next turn, and then just taking the cards you just gave them with the Demona while dictating a trade is very good. I would be very kidding myself if I put this anywhere above Role Player, though. I think it's definitely a Role Player card. It serves a purpose. It's a 4-cost uninkable. You hate having more than one in your hand, but you really like it. Has a huge impact when it starts cooking. So I think Role Player. But
I think that's fair. I think discard we've tried a little bit with the past couple sets and it's just never been there. But I think the fact that, to your point, you can really dictate how this happens is very scary and can really just throw the tempo of your opponent off their game. Okay. Last Emerald card. I think probably one of the most interesting cards in the set for me. Is it the best? I don't know, but the new Mulan, the 2-cost, I think it's a 1/4 Mulan that for each strength it has, it can quest for an additional lore up to 6. So this could very easily be a 6 lore card in
What
a
is
dog
the
deck.
actual wording on it?
I don't know the
Oh,
exact
I'll
like
pull it up real
verbiage,
quick.
but
So it
when
it's,
she go ahead.
Whenever this character quests, gain lore equal to her strength. So funny enough, she could quest for 0.
theoretically, yeah.
Yep.
True.
Theoretically. Be
She is a
really weird.
1/4, so technically she will always quest for at least 1 if there's no strength modifiers.
But there you go.
Yeah. Get like Rhino or something.
Yeah, but anyways, so this is one of those that like I don't know, it feels like very Go-Go-esque to me in the sense of like, hey, this could like kind of run away with the game really quick if it's not if you don't pay attention to it and if you have the right tools in the deck. Is it going to be the most important card in the set? No, probably not. But is it one of those again? I think you have to like really be concerned with once it's played. I would say yes. So
I think this is
I have my initial thoughts, but I really want to hear Matt's first and see if he can convince me differently on this one.
Okay, so I think Mulan is a very interesting card, and I don't know what deck it really wants to be. Because the obvious one, people say dogs plus tramp, but I don't know if you necessarily want to do that because you're probably going to win the game regardless, with or without Mulan. I did lose a game when someone went double Mulan, and then they played Ling, the 3-drop, and then they just got to tap out once for 6, and then the next turn they tapped out and quest with the Ling for like 8.
What's the Ling? Wait, what?
yeah, I don't know what the Ling does either. I just assumed I was on the outside on that one.
Ling is
Gives
a
something a
3-drop.
strength.
Yeah, you can tap him to give a character strength.
He gives fire breathing to everything.
Yeah,
Bizarro Aquila.
I think that card is also honorable mention. Probably could have been on the list. But I think Mulan is either bottom of meta important or role play.
Okay. I think she's meta important is what I was going to say. I think it gives you an alternative to dogs to have a win condition besides Chromicon, because you can just play 2 of these, use Tramp to find little tramps, and set up a situation where you develop an Exodia board where you can quest for 20 in a turn pretty easily when your Mulans cover 12 of that lore. Like, and it all with the turn 3 tramp, potentially you can set this up a lot faster than your opponents are able to appropriately put the pressure on you to stop you from doing this. So I think bottom of meta important is where I'd put this card.
And a Grandmother Willow letting you play your first Mulan for 1 instead of 2.
You can play 2 on that turn.
That's true.
Devin,
No.
go.
Wait, yeah, you could.
Mulan scales with Snowfort.
Okay. Devin has lost his privileges, his talking privileges.
What?
Okay. We did only have 4 emerald cards.
Do you know Mulan can quest for more than 6?
How?
The
There's
cards
tons
that,
of ways.
Yeah, you can
but
get extra lore with
You
cards.
just give her extra lore.
Yeah.
oh, okay, whatever.
That was a dumb theme, but I'm glad I stumped some of y'all.
Okay. Wrapping up Emerald here, we have 2 meta important cards with Mo's favorite Donald Duck and Mulan. We have a role player in Goofy and a French card in Snowfort, which I'm glad we had a long conversation on that one.
I am too.
Moving on to Amethyst, we're going to start with Cody here from one of his submissions, being Tinkerbell.
Let's
Now,
hear
this
it.
one is extremely talked about. Is it going to be that good? I think that's up for debate still. Cody?
I haven't done any real testing with it yet, but I think it has a lot going for it. I mean, it's a card I really like. I'm glad it's a Store Champ promo because I feel like I'm actually having a card I actually want to get a playset of now. And the one thing that immediately I want to try is I've heard someone say to go play it in like a Jafar purple steel deck, and on turn 5 you can shift Jafar, sing Whole New World, and quest with it to gain 11 lore on that one turn.
Sure.
Sounds really
And,
powerful. I mean, I will say that
And Infinity, sure.
Where
sure.
do you get 7 of that lore from, Cody?
from Jafar.
Yeah.
That's the combo mo. Are you new to the game?
Okay,
Just wanted
back
to go into that.
back to core constructed, and quickly, it's the 3-cost inkable 3/3 stat line that if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, it gets evasive, and if you have 7 or more cards in your hand, it quests for +2 or +3.
One.
I think
You
it's
get +3 lore.
+3.
+3. So yeah, it'll quest for 4 if you have 7+ cards. Hayden, are we ever having in a world where you're gonna have 7 cards in your hand and this is gonna quest for 4?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure somebody's gonna like let's play second star myself and get
That's
4
fine.
lore. I just
Is
don't
that
think
good then?
No,
that's
I don't think so.
terrible.
Okay.
So, I don't see how you would ever really play this card to where it's like what you want to do.
I don't
agree.
know.
I definitely agree.
I'll wait for someone to figure it out.
Okay.
I think this falls into bad. I'll
I
be
think
that
so,
guy.
too.
I think
Thank
I'll put it in
goodness.
bad.
I was gonna say it too. I'm glad you said it
Everyone's-
before I did.
Wow. We really put Pillow 4
Well-
ahead of it.
Tell me something good about that card. Like it doesn't even do anything good. Even if you get the setup off,
In
even if you
Brainiac,
get the setup off, it
Yeah,
gives you, like,
Brainiac.
yeah,
In this really fringe deck that's just gonna die to dogs in 4 seconds.
I
Okay,
don't
that's
think-
fringe.
did someone say fringe?
Why does Brainiac wanna
Move
play
it
that?
to fringe.
They're just trying to like stick to the board and then quest for 1 million with all their chunky 2-questers. This is not a chunky, easily 2-quester. Like I don't think this even fits in Brainiac.
I don't either.
The
And I
set
feel like
chance
most-
card is beautiful.
I
will
feel
say
like
for
most
this.
games that I play against Brainiac, they don't have 7 cards in their hand most of the time. Like the last 3 or 4 turns of the game, they have 7 cards in their hand. But like most of the game,
When you have 0.
yeah, they have like 3, and they're just drawing off of the Chromicon every turn. That's how they're getting their cards to play. Like it's not like they just have 7 cards in their hand all
I
game.
have something that lures for 1 million, right? The last
It doesn't. It doesn't even
You want-
lure for 1 million.
I don't think you need it though. Is the
Yeah, you
point of that?
You don't need it. It's a bad.
Okay. Moving on to potentially my favorite card of the set is the Amethyst Genie, the 3-cost inkable 3/4 stat line, quest for 1, boost 2, and has the ability that says for every card under him he gets +1 lore. So if he's got infinite cards under him, he can quest for a boatload. I think it's just a really cool mechanic, and again, another one of those cards that like when it's played, kind of like Mulan, if you don't, at least get ready for what could potentially happen with it, it could, you could run away with the game really quickly. So I think it's really, really fun. But how good is it? I don't know yet. So I will kick it over to one of you guys to give me some initial thoughts on good old Genie here.
Easy meta defining, in my opinion. You have the amethyst standstills that are still around, and this card advances your game state while being a low cost inkable option. You have decks like green purple that can scale the lore twice as fast or 3 times as fast as any other deck. I've seen this quest for 10. I think this card is kind of it's definitely wild. I really feel like it's meta defining. I think you can't even put it in meta important, but maybe it might be too niche. Like Purple Steel might not play this card because they want the board control, they want the bigger bodies. I think I would put it in meta defining, but I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Meta important.
I think it's such a great card with like so few weaknesses that I would put it in meta defining just off the bat, even without knowing exactly how like where it's going to be played right now for sure. But like I agree with you that there is a world that none of the decks that are in this current meta like actually want to play it right now. But I would be shocked if we don't have a meta deck that plays for this card over the next 12 months.
I think it's the top of meta defining. I think it's the best card so far.
I do too.
Ooh, okay.
I
I
agree.
couldn't put it over Grandmother Willow, but I do think it's one of the best cards in the set.
Okay, well, I couldn't get it to go over Grandma Willow, so we're just gonna keep it right there. So, do we need to not release this episode then until the set comes out and we can all buy our 4 of epics of this, or we have to release this one?
Card bought out with that statement, Matt. I'm gonna be so mad. I want those epics. The only epic I cared about besides Webby.
I mean, people should know that this card is good.
I mean, this one's gonna be real. This
But
one's
I will say,
this one.
I was expecting at that 10K we played at like all those purple decks to like be playing Olafs and stuff like already from the bat, and none of them were. So
we were definitely ahead on Olaf last set, that's for sure. But okay, well, I guess I'm really happy about that. One of my favorite cards is up there towards the top.
I think what makes it so good is that there's like so many turns in the game that you can play it where it's just like really good, like 3, 4, 5 sometimes. Turn 9 whenever you're like racing and you draw it and you need to just draw something and it's just 3 lore button. Like
yeah, I was testing in Blurple and I was just played it as a 4-drop at lures for 2. Sometimes 3. Like the card was good.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of those lore pressure cards that again you have to answer. I mean, and standstills, if you have extra ink, you can just sit there and keep boosting it, and at some point they've got to deal with it. But okay, moving on to 4 costs uninkable. Sven, he's a 2/3 stat line quest for 1, but has rush and evasive and challenger. So he is a very, very heavy hitter on play. So I didn't see this one like on the initial like release list of everything that came out, but I was looking through the cards, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, and I was like, dang, this is kind of like really, really interesting. I don't know how crazy this is going to be, but I just feel like a 4 cost rush evasive that can hit something for 5 on play is very, very intriguing. So I'll leave it at that and then let somebody else cover this one.
I don't think it's good at all, but I've been seeing people play it.
Oh, no.
I'll come off of mute.
Okay.
I was gonna say like top of role player for this card. Like
That's
you
fine.
can't really say it's like meta important, but
I would agree with
I feel
that.
like it fills a purpose. I don't know. I would hate to defend that though, because that was some fire coming out.
Well, I got in an argument with Will about this like 2 days ago or yesterday. Well, I just think that that's not ever what I want out of my uninkables. I never want a rush, evasive killing thing as my uninkable cards. Like I don't want things that are like trying to combat the board, trying to like keep my opponent off their game. That's not what I want out of my uninkable cards. What I want out of my uninkable cards is something that progresses my game state and pushes my strategy forward, because so I can build around it, not like hope that this card gets a good trade versus my opponent. Like that just doesn't ever seem like a card I would want to really play. But I mean, the stats are good.
Even in an aggressive heavy meta where you might need rush.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. It might be a role player card that you want to play.
I think it's probably one of the best rushes that's going to be in the meta.
Yeah, I mean,
we were testing Louisa for CCS in set 9. Just want to throw that out there.
I did that a bunch.
I agree with Hayden. I think it's a bad card.
Oh no!
Me too. It's a terrible card.
This is crazy.
Stab me in the
Why did
heart.
you start on me, Matt?
I don't think I've ever.
I thought you did.
I love this card. I put Tinkerbell up there just because I think the card is really cool. I think this is actually like my favorite purple card in the whole set.
What?
Okay, good.
This card feels so cool. Like it kills a genie, it kills an Elsa, which I think is already like pretty neat if that's like a meta that we're still gonna be in. And then, like, for example, I think Blurple's gonna play it. I mean, they can ramp into it, and then they can immediately deal 5 damage on turn 3. Like,
Yeah,
and
but
like
that's
probably
sometimes
lives
does
into
nothing.
anything. But I mean, but
And
that's
it's
like a.
uninkable, so you have to
It's
play
just
it. Like so,
removal.
Yeah, lures for 1, so like if you.
But it's an evasive. I mean, it was
That's
probably
a
gonna
blue
kill
matchup.
something and live,
All right.
and then you have an evasive left over afterwards, and it can keep just murdering things.
but it doesn't like draw a card like Genie, right? So this card costs 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, if it costs 4, I think it's bad. If it costs 3 and it had a little bit less stats, it might be playable. But like 4 of, like
No,
you're
I
gonna
think
be out
it's
of cards if you go
I think
first and you
I
play
think
this
there's
card.
gonna be some Blurple lists that cut Genie for those cards,
I could see that. No, and I could see that happening and people playing it as
especially
like
like
a
the
tech card
Mona versions.
to
They
beat the
don't
dog
need to be
decks.
drawing those cards as much. I
Yeah.
think it's just a solid rush. I think
I do
decks have
think
been wanting this like 4-drop, really heavy statted rush. We've been like lacking since Fox is not around. I think this is like, it's definitely not Fox, but I think it's like I think it's pretty good. I think it's gonna see a lot of play.
Yeah, but
I-
Fox is inkable. The thing is, I think
Yeah.
you're just like disregarding
Well,
is
as I
that
say,
it's
it's
uninkable.
not different, but it's a rush that I feel like is needed right now. We don't really have a
It
lot
might
of
be.
like early rush.
It might be.
I like what Cody's saying because I do think there's a world that we devolve into an even heavier Demona metagame where that Genie extra card draw is one less draw off your Demona, so you just prefer the bigger stat line swing. But the question I really want to know, I'm going to ask to Devin. Is this one of the best limited bombs, like limited cards we've seen in a while? Because like this card just seems insane to me. But
Why not me? What the hell?
I do think it is pretty strong. I think like you always take the cards that say evasive
yeah.
in limited, and this one's a beater.
Thinking for Worlds practice, this definitely would have been on like our S tier rankings. Grab like.
Oh yeah, it would have been a great thing to get.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
it's just a solid card. I feel like.
Yeah,
Is
Yeah,
it gonna be like a 4 of in like every purple deck? No, but like I mean, I just feel like it's just a really feels like a really good rush character.
yeah. I feel
It's
like
kinda
if
on my head then.
it's strong into aggro, so if aggro is strong, then this should be a role player for a deck like Blurple.
Yep. I think it's a good ending.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if this one is going to be more divisive or less divisive than Sven. But Marshmallow, the 5 cost uninkable.
I would like to note I have decided to move my rating of Sven down to fringe. Hayden made some good points, but I still won't call it bad. I think it's
Tomato.
Yeah,
Tomato.
maybe I'm being a little dramatic when I say bad. I just don't like 4 cost uninkable. Like, why isn't it just inkable? Why can this card not be inkable?
I think
like-
Rush
They
Evasive
gave
is really
Amethyst
strong.
Demona and Cheshire Cat less set.
Well, that's
Draw
fair.
3,
I mean,
insert your board.
that's fair.
Okay, continue.
Marshmallow, 5 cost uninkable, 5/5 stat line quest for 2, and has the ability that whenever this character quests, your opponent can only ready 1 character on their next turn. So he curves very strongly into Demona, where you go Marshmallow, Demona, quest, only 1 thing can ready on your opponent's turn. There's obviously a very strong line there, but how strong and how consistent and how important will that be? So I wonder if we'll have a very divisive crowd here on this one. So
Post rotation superstar.
Okay. Okay.
I tested this card. I probably put 10 games into this card. So not a crazy amount, but like some amount of games into this card. I found out whenever you don't have Demona, it's the worst card in your entire deck.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you do have Demona, it's pretty cool. Like it's legitimately a powerful play, but like I don't know. I would say fringe. I don't think it's a bad card. I think role player might be the top of its like game ever. If you ever put this in meta important, I would think you're crazy though.
I think being uninkable makes it a bad card.
I agree.
Yeah, uninkable definitely hurts it. I will say
Okay.
I feel like I think it falls somewhere in between role player and fringe. Like I feel like there's gonna be strategies of decks that are trying to do like the tap exerted play, and I just have to like the card is very powerful. That effect is very strong. So if you can find a way to consistently abuse it, I feel like there's gonna be something out there that wants to do this. Now I don't know if it's gonna be meta defining, but and where like the consistency since it's uninkable hurts it a lot, but I feel like it's just a really powerful effect. It's definitely something I would be like, I think you should keep an eye on it. I don't know if it's something that we're initially going to take a look at, but that's just when stuff like this comes out, you just have to like make note of it, right? Like, oh, that's a very, very aggressive thing that you can do. And then sometimes like depending on like the matchup, if you just keep tapping their stuff, they might get soft locked out of the game. They may not have like any way to get around it.
I notably I did try this like first.
Notably?
This was like the first card I put in my new decks when I think Matthew and I played, and I think I won with him like a couple times, but it felt bad. But he was cool. I think his effects really, really strong. I think if he was inkable, he would be very interesting, but he's not, so he's unplayable right now.
Mm-hmm. If he was inkable, I would put him up I would put him up a little bit higher, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should have been inkable, but punished for the sins of set 10.
Okay, so finishing Amethyst here, we have Genie, the meta-defining card, which I'm very happy about. We have Sven and Role Player, and after a very divisive answer there, we have Marshmallow and Fringe and Cody's favorite Tinkerbell as our first bad card. So, yeah, we're finishing that one up there. But
me and B Squared are not happy about the brutalization of Tinkerbell, but it's fine.
For those of you listening and not watching, which is the vast majority of our audience, Cody's camera has a picture of Brandon within his frame because it's him and B Squared together. So, Brandon hasn't said anything yet. So
he's shy.
Okay, moving on to.
He's not used to talking.
Moving on to Ruby, we've got a couple interesting cards here. First one being Copper, the new Maui hero to all replacement, 6 cost, 8/5 stat line with Rush. So he costs 6, so costs 1 more, but does 8 damage instead of 6. Speaking of Rush characters like Sven, this one's a little bit later in the game, but this is definitely a behemoth to come down. So is Copper going to be played? I've seen him in basically every red list online that I've seen posted. I don't know if it's going to be insane or not, but it is definitely one of those scary cards on paper.
I think it's probably Fringe.
I was going to say, I want to hear our native like Ruby players talk about this card, but I would probably put it in Fringe to Role Player.
6 is not 5. It's not Maui.
It's not Maui.
It is not coming like I don't know. Maui coming down with 5 ink. You can clear like twice as many characters before Copper can come down. So
okay, let me ask you the question then: of is 6 the new 5 though with Cinderella?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With Cinderella? What's Cinderella?
The Cinderella that
uninkable
was everywhere last set.
Yeah.
But like sometimes you don't have Cinderella, or sometimes you don't have double ramp, and like I don't know. It's definitely not a Maui. So it's like Ohana is not Cinderella or Rapunzel.
Okay.
I was playing this as a 2-ub in blue red, testing out, and it's fine. Like if you have the Cinderella, that's pretty strong, but otherwise, like it's definitely not Maui is the best way to describe this card.
Fair. Okay. A lot easier than I thought it would be. Good old Copper there. Okay. A new semi. I don't know why I'm even going to call it a Dragonfire replacement because it's definitely not, and Dragonfire's still around. But Grab Your Bow, which I can't read this one. I don't remember off the top of my head. It's banished 2 characters with is it 2 strength or less?
2 strength or less.
Yeah, it's like a double. It's a double brawl.
Double brawl, yeah.
Double brawl on a 5 cost uninkable.
5. It's a song too, right?
It's a song.
It is a song.
Oh wow. Okay, I definitely missed that. I definitely missed that. That is definitely key then. Where do we feel about Grab Your Bow? I think this is one of those ones that I missed on the initial list too, and everybody's like, you have to put it on just for context.
I would be scared to put it in meta important, but it's definitely close, if not on there. I think this enables blue-red to be an archetype. I think red-purple loves this card. I think it's a very good card, and it's a card Ruby needed. I don't know. I would be leaning towards Role Player, but I would be happy to be convinced that it's meta important.
Okay.
I think it's a deck that red decks will play.
I mean, if dogs are like what you were saying is going to be like the new meta 30% of the field, this card could be good. It could be meta.
It could be good. I will say it does get hit by Ursula and Mowgli.
Yeah,
but what does it? I mean,
that's fair. I mean, I wish it wasn't a song. Just so,
I was just about to say that
Mowgli was the only thing that was hitting it, but
But
I will say, yeah, it's a really cool card.
So with blue-red in particular, being able to go Cinderella into Moana, I do think that's a good Moana deck. I think there are very few good Moana decks, but I think blue-red is one of them. And having your Moana being able to retake your board back is pretty decent. But like, I like this card. I like it a lot. I don't know if it's meta important, but I like this card.
Okay.
I think it's very interesting. I think it's not that good, but I think it is probably meta important, and it's like more important than the card actually is good, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, it'll be as good as depending on what you're expected or what you want to be good into.
yeah.
Like you play more of it if you really want to fight those really aggressive decks, and then if you want to be the control deck that handles like for example, I don't think it's gonna be really good at all against like purple steel, right? It's probably pretty scary whenever they just start playing everything that has 3 power, and it's like I'm not killing any of these things with this card.
Right.
So I think you would just build it to fit.
Yeah, I think that's a good like definition of a role player. Very meta dependent and very important in getting in certain matchups. But
Yeah, the fact that it's uninkable is another like big downside to the card.
Sure.
Card that you have to play unless you're playing blue. So yeah, I'm fine with roleplay. It's
Yeah, if you expect every matchup to be dogs, it's probably good to play some.
Yep.
okay, the cold never bothered me. I'll be honest, I can't remember this one for the life of me. So
I can't either, and I put it on here.
I've been
I know what it
trying
does.
exactly what it does.
Okay.
Okay.
I know what it does too. I built a deck with it this morning. And I'm not waiting on Matt to tell me if it's good or not. But
Matt-
We built a
Matthew?
deck yesterday.
Okay, Matthew, tell us what it is and tell if it's any good.
Okay, so you look at the top 4 cards of your deck, you add 1 location, send the rest of the discard, and then the next location you play that turn costs 3 less.
And it's 3 cost uninkable song.
Is it any good?
I think it's a very, very good card actually, but I don't know if it'll have any playability currently. But I think the card and what it does.
The location
good.
pool is not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously for a card like that. That's got to be the most important thing to consider, right? Just like a lot of the item synergy cards, like a lot of the action synergy cards, like the angel we talked about, like it's very song dependent on if it's good or not. So where does that leave it?
I don't know where to put it on this list. I definitely don't want to call it bad. It's a good card. I definitely don't think it's meta important. I don't think it's a role player because I guess it, I don't know where to put it. It's a good card. I think that we're missing a certain key piece to talk about. I don't know how we're talking about this card and not Elsa. This is funny.
Well, nobody gave me any red cards, so I picked the ones that I wanted to talk about because the only red card that was picked was this one by Cody of all people. And I say that because he hates red.
I just think that this card is, I think this card is fringe, but I feel like if we ever want to be in a world where locations are good, this card is sweet, right?
Yeah.
When we get to that point, who knows when that's going to be, but this card is seems solid. I like all these like location red cards they're making, so I want them to keep doing that. I want locations to be like impactful.
And you can also make a case for this card being played in a non-rotation deck with mill. I mean, I think if we have enough like discard interaction cards, this card could be.
You say mill?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's the top card.
Get stuff in the discard so you can do stuff.
Now, so we have to talk about the counterpiece of this card, Elsa, the location Elsa. Whenever you play a location or whenever she's played, you get to tap a character with 3 strength or less. There's a really cool interaction with Elsa's Ice Palace. That's a 3-cost uninkable location, quest for 1. Whenever it's on the field or when you play it, you choose an exerted character. It cannot ready while this card's on the field. And so the way that interaction works and the way the bag works is you can have that Elsa on board, play your Ice Palace, choose to put Elsa in the bag before the location, exert, and then freeze it with the palace. And that's a really cool interaction when you have this song to continue get things back. You have some graveyard recursion with locations with the Sleepy Hollow card. There's really a potential like powerful lockdown deck brewing, but I don't know if we have the pieces for it yet.
Okay. I think basically everything everybody said is this is the perfect fringe card. I'm like, hey, this could be insane one day, but as of today, we're going fringe.
Could be insane this set. I might just
best red card ever printed.
Best red card ever printed.
Be prepared.
I mean, I would say be prepared is probably a little bit better. I mean, I know Cody's obviously
Okay,
joking,
skip.
but,
Move next.
okay, I don't remember. What is this? Nani's Payback? Nani's Payback. I put this one on here. I don't know if this is any good or not, but it's a 4-cost inkable action. And if I remember, I don't remember exactly how it's worded, but it's for every damage you have on one of your characters, your opponent loses 1 lore and you get to draw a card.
All right, Zach, can we just pretend this is Elsa?
Okay, fine. Just I love this card. Put it in bad.
Apparently you don't. You have no idea what it is.
I said I don't remember exactly how it's worded. Whatever I just said is the effect of the card. You get your opponent loses a lore for every damage you have on a character up to 4, and then you get to draw a card. So you could do some very cool Pirate's Life, Maui Shark, recursion stuff to like really stall your opponent out of a game. I think it's really cool. Is it really good? I don't know. Probably not. Everybody hates it. We're over time.
What cost is it?
4.
4 inkable.
And it 4 inkable? I don't hate it
all
anymore.
the 4 cards, so it's not bad.
Yeah, I don't even know.
No, you
I didn't
don't
even know
draw
what it
4.
did.
They lose 4 lore. You only draw 1 card from it.
Oh,
Yeah,
never
you
mind.
always
Bad.
get 1 draw.
Change
Yeah.
your mind. Bad.
Okay, bad. Move on. We're already at an hour as it
It
is.
says something about if your opponent has 0 lore, you get your tire slashed. I forget.
Okay, marching off to battle. This is another 4-cost action. This one is a song in Ruby. I don't remember. Does anybody know this
I'll
one?
look
God,
it up, buddy.
I'm so
I know it does.
What's it called?
I know
okay.
what it
Thank
is.
you. Thank you.
During your turn, if there is a character banished, you draw 2 cards. You can
Yes,
draw 2 cards.
that's right. So good. I feel like this is good Ruby draw. That's why I wanted to put this one on here. I feel like this actually has like a lot of merit for a Ruby draw. Okay, how do we feel about this one?
I tested it. It's not as good as it. Okay,
Yeah,
because
it's
sometimes
bad.
you can't dictate banishing a character on your like it's just sometimes you don't get the draws.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's maybe okay in blue-red, but I think I've mostly had the same experience as Matt. I don't think I would put it in bad, but I don't think it's. I think it's probably like bottom of fringe.
But
No.
it's inkable, so it doesn't have to do that every single time you draw it.
That's true. It can always be ink whenever you
Yep.
can't use it.
Okay, we'll
Pretty
move it
top
up here
ticket.
higher in fringe with copper.
No,
I would
The
put it in
snow
role.
fort.
Not for on the other
Snowboard.
side.
I think it's way better than all those cards.
It
in that
has to
tier
be
it's
lower
with.
than Snow Fort. That's crazy.
What?
The card says play it. Do
draws
nothing.
cards. It draws cards.
Here, this is my. If anyone wants to know my theory about if like a card is even playable, if a card
Compare it to
says
Snow
when you
Fort.
play it, it does nothing, it's probably not good.
Ohana
Now-
means family.
It may not be good. That's
Lordy.
I know that's crazy. That's like the one exception, but this one, it's a little worse.
Okay. The Ruby cards, there was some exciting stuff, but our tier list, I either picked terrible ones, which I didn't pick Elsa, which everybody's gonna flame me for now, or they're not as good as everybody says, because the highest one we have is a role player, being Grab Your Bow, and then in Fringe we have Copper, Marching Off to Battle, and Cold Doesn't Bother Me, and then my favorite bad card, apparently, Nani's Payback, being in bad. So
Which does what, Zach?
I said it right. I just said when I
got it
said it, I
right.
said I don't know exactly how it's phrased.
Wait, it's not a song, right?
no, it's
No.
not.
Okay.
It's just an action.
If it was a song, it'd be kind of cool.
Okay, moving on to Sapphire here. And Devin has been way too quiet, but we're into Devin's world now. So Devin finally
Uh-oh.
gets to be the man of the hour here.
Wait, why is
do
Raging
I?
Storm at the very end?
Because we had it on here twice. We already talked about it.
Oh,
I messed it up.
I'm bad. I'm
we're
so
just
sorry.
we're leaving it
You're
off.
so gorgeous, Zach. Please continue.
Thank you. That's so kind of you. Talking about maybe one of the most hyped cards of the set to start us off with here, Devin. Good old
Really?
Moana, 5 cost, 4/4 stat line, quest for 2, and has the ability that lets you ink from your discard.
Yeah,
What do we
I think
think? Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm so sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, is this going to live up to the hype? That's all I was gonna say.
I feel like it's been really, really overhyped. Maybe I do think it's a
Yep.
very strong card.
Sure.
I think it provides card value in the way of you don't have to ink powerful cards from your hand, and you can instead ink some less valuable cards that you've already either played out or got banished or something to that effect earlier in the game. I don't know if there's going to be like some super powerful deck where this is the main piece to it, but I think this is just a good value piece to blue decks if they can fit it in that allows them to keep better card quality.
Okay, so I'm hearing not meta defining, but meta important.
I might put it at role player, to be honest.
Ooh,
I do
wow,
really
okay.
like the card. I just don't know if it's going to be super meta important with the way that the pre-meta is shaping up. Dogs is kind of scary. I don't know what blue decks are going to be able to take the time for this. So I think it could be a role player in certain blue strategies that are looking to kind of just have more of that. I mean, it's also a 4/4 that quests for 2, which is awesome. Something to note: it is a princess for the purposes of Cinderella.
So you say
So,
notably. it's a
something to
princess.
note. Something to note. Yeah.
Okay.
Strong
Anybody have any other disagreements with that, or is role player
I will
a
say
strong place to start?
I think this card is really overhyped, and I still really like it. But
Yeah.
I think if Devin says it's role player, that's exactly where I wanted to put it. So it has to be there. Because I think we were
feel
on
like
the opposite sides of it.
I want to talk before Matt does, because I would love him to change my mind on this card, but I also feel role player. I think it's interesting in blue-red in particular, an archetype so starved for cards that
Sure,
a
yeah.
card like this has a lot of value, and it can sing the grab your bow. Blue steel is my other thought, but Devin really hit the nail on the head. So I think role player is kind of where it belongs. But once again, if Matt or Hayden could convince me otherwise, I'd be happy to.
I played this card quite a bit. I think it is overhyped, but I do think it's still a strong card. And I found it being like really good for like late game sales. Like you can just sail, draw, then ink twice from your discard was really strong. But I was testing it in like blue green items, so like real.
Let's not leak that sauce.
That deck is actually the best deck we've built so
if you
far.
if you bring up the
Matthew
Snowfort
built.
deck, I'm gonna lose my mind.
But I think the card is strong. I would say meta important. I mean, I think the fact that it's this like pseudo draw for these blue decks that don't have a lot of draw, it is a good card. It is a really strong card.
Okay, we've got 3 role players, 1 meta important, so I'm inclined to stay with the high role player here. Which I agree. I think this might have been the most hyped card that we've seen, and so like I don't feel like it's possible to live up to the expectations unless it's the best card ever printed. But will it be an important card, especially long term? Probably. Is it the best card? Probably not. Okay, moving on to the other legendary of Sapphire, the Scrooge McDuck, the 6-cost 4/6 stat line quest for 2. And it has the ability that when you play it, you can put a card under every other card you have on the board, and it gives them ward. So for boosted characters, you get to use the boost ability. For non-boosted characters, you still get to put a card under them and give them ward. So anytime you can ward almost your entire board, that seems pretty solid, especially on a good body. One of my favorite cards of the set. I think I've said that 3 times now, so still up there. But yeah, I really like Scrooge. I think he has a lot of potential.
I agree.
One of my most hyped cards of the set, I think. I love this card. I love the design. I love the ability. It's just such a deck builder's tool to set up combos around this card. All that being said, I don't currently know how to break the game with this card. There's some really fun stuff you can do. Jasmine Shift probably being my favorite to draw like 5. But I would probably put it in role player.
Okay.
Or Fringe, I guess. One of those two. Not that means it's a bad card at all. I think it's a really good card. I think there's some really cool stuff it can do.
Did Mo just put Scrooge McDuck and Snowfort in the same column?
No,
he
not
said
entirely.
role-
I'm
he
saying
said
role
role
player is
player.
where I would put it.
He
I
said
would put
role
it in role
player.
player, but it's probably I don't know if it's there yet.
Okay, Devin,
And-
what do you think?
I think it could be meta important. I think this is can be an absolute nightmare of a card in Blurple.
I kind of agree.
I'm just
pining.
I have seen Matt do some very silly things with this card in a very small sample size.
It was good every time I drew it in Blurple. It was probably my best card.
It was crazy. What a nightmare of a card. How many times can you just get positive value from boost while protecting your boost target from abilities and actions, while also having a 4/6 that quests for 2 and it's inkable?
All right, meta important. I love it.
That is really good. Okay,
You know, Even though I love this card, I think it needs to be in bad because I hate capitalists.
W
Oh
take.
my god.
He was terrible in the movie.
Hayden, you W take is in meta important.
I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I think it was a really good take.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the card. Like I haven't really seen it be
Okay.
played at all, so I don't really know.
This is just it's a super powerful effect we haven't had yet, and I feel like this card's super scary.
But I think everything Devin
If we
said made
if
a lot
we
of sense.
already like boost, this card has to be good, right?
I think so. I think so.
Notably, or what are we saying now instead of notably?
Something to note.
Something to note. There's
Oh
some
my God.
great Scrooge shift targets in Sapphire that are very
Yeah.
playable in their own right. So there's some cool stuff you can do with this card. I want to play this and put a card under my hero Hamada because all the hero shift targets are just trash, and I want to have a board full of ward evasive floodborns like to stare you down with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Another under the radar card that I kind of like is 2-cost Inkable Darkwing Duck, a 4/1 that has ward. So just a very early
I wanna
game
go
disruptor.
first.
Okay, go.
I think this is a top 3 card of the set.
Ooh, okay. Devin's
we used to-
shaking. Devin's shaking his head. So there's
Devin's
definitely a
like doing it.
backstory here that I don't know about, but
No, I just like the card.
I do too.
So
Devin.
you don't think it's a top 3 card of the set, or you actually do?
I think it's a very important card that
It
I
is
feel
good.
like blue decks needed.
I think we have more hot takes than Stephen A. Smith.
Who's that?
That's
Okay.
that checked out. Devin, what do you
The
think?
list is fluid.
Yeah, dude, I think it's a sweet card. It's Argus Plus
It's
with
Argus,
shift
but
lines.
better.
He's Argus Plus with shift lines. Like Blue Steel is maybe going to play.
Cheshire Cats fear him.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a sweet card that Blue decks needed. I think if we were ever released from the prison of having to ramp on 2 in Sapphire decks, then this card's even better. But I do wonder. I think it's going to be very strong against, obviously an aggro meta, but like I wonder if it's just not going to see a lot of play because of us needing to ramp onto if you're doing blue stuff. So it's a card that I love that it exists, but I don't know how much it's going to be played.
How much does MMS hurt this being around? Is this just you have to ink it against green decks and it's still really good against everything else? Or is
No.
it just
If they hardcast MMS or saying MMS to deal with my Scrooge, 1 down.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I was like if my green blue player wants to go, yeah, I'm really gonna pull one on him and kill his 2-drop that he played in this
I don't
blue,
yeah, I
blue
mean-
mirror.
I
that's a
will
win.
1000%. If I see a Basil into this, you bet I'm going to take that MMS. Like, oh my god. I like this card. I definitely am not. It's not my wheelhouse to speak on how much it's needed. I think it's detective, right? So that's really cool. I think you're crazy to call it a top 3 card in the set, but I think it's a cool card. I like it. I don't know. Someone else can rank it.
My lists are fun.
Okay. So where are we putting it then? Is this role player? It feels like everything everybody said was role player. I don't know if
I think it's a role. I would be very confident to say role player. I think blue decks.
Okay.
You said it was
I
a
think-
top 3 card.
I think
Do you
I
know what
know,
this means?
but I don't. That's just. I'm not crazy, Mo. Jeez, cut me some slack. I think this is a very healthy card. I'm very happy that they made it, and that's why it's one of my top 3 cards.
Okay.
You're a top 3 card. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. I don't
Moving
care
on.
about y'all.
Last Sapphire card, and this is the last one that I'm going to say was up towards the top of my favorites list. That being said, this has like very, very quickly fallen off of that favorites list. The Sapphire Tamatoa, the 7-cost 6/6 stat line that has ward, quest for 1, but has the ability that every time a card was put under another one of your cards this turn, it gets +1 lore. When this one was initially leaked a long, long time ago, this was okay, I want to break this card and I want this to be like my most used / favorite card of the set. I think since we've gotten the full release of everything now and we've started to see how the set's shaping up, this is like very fallen out of grace with me. I still like the card, but not near as much as I initially did. I have no idea how good this card's going to be. I feel like this is going to be fringe, and it kind of makes me sad.
I think that this is one of the most aggressive sets we've seen in a while. I think this card will age well. I think there's a lot of potential behind it. There's a lot of really cool stuff. I think the math, we may have the cards now to make this card broken, but it's very hard to make this work in modern, like the current state of the game, I think.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very fair take. Hayden, you've been quiet again.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like we don't have enough things to make it happen quick enough to where it's like that appealing to me. I
Yeah.
don't think ward on a 7-drop means anything anymore. Because
6/6.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's big for sure. But like, I just feel like it can get demoned, and I'm always after that turn, I'm always expecting demona anyway. I don't know. It's a cool card. I mean, I would like to play a deck that's like fun, boost, burn-ish OTK deck. That sounds fun.
That
I
was
don't
what
think
I initially wanted to do, but I just don't think it's good enough.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough tools yet. Maybe it's like a next rotation card.
So is it fringe then or bad?
Bad.
If Donald, I wouldn't call it bad. It's got potential. Come on.
It has
Donald-
potential, yeah.
If Donald triggered, which would be way too powerful, but if Donald triggered for any time a boost character got a card under them, that would make this card just disgusting. But
I mean, yeah, maybe if there's a world we can play that 4-cost Donald and that Scrooge McDuck in a deck together, like maybe that Tomato is playable in that.
Yeah, does Donald not like, so if you have a Donald on board and play Scrooge, Donald won't trigger. It's only like when a character boosts himself.
Only for the boost. So every character with boost has two abilities. They have an ability that's just boost, which is put a card under them, and that usually triggers their secondary ability.
Okay.
So Donald only works for the boost to pay to it.
Gotcha.
Okay. You
But I
can't
still think-
combo it.
Then yeah, I think it's probably bad. I hate to say it, but I think it's probably bad.
I mean, I think it's still interesting to put a bunch of cards into your characters and give that Donald Duck ward. Like, I think that's still like interesting. If you've already like had something boosted before.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the Tamatoa now.
Well, I'm just saying, if that strategy was playable, you might play that Tamatoa in that deck.
Sure. Devin, you love raising your hand. Go.
Yeah. I just think we should put it in fringe for the end of the set look back. Because this is a card that I wouldn't be surprised if like somebody topped a tournament with a Tamatoa boost deck. So we can at least look back and say, hey, there was that fringe deck that did that.
If Scrooge is good in Blurple, like Matt's saying, and like if it turns out to consistently be a card that Blurple can utilize, playing one or two of these as his late game kill shot is really cool. Like
that is cool.
This can just be sudden 5 lore or more. Like
I will say, Genie is better. And I started with 4 this Tamatoa, and it quickly became 2, and then 0.
Yeah, that's the most fringe answer I've ever heard.
I watched the deck turn from crabs to no crabs very quickly.
That's the deck name currently.
Okay, so Sapphire recap here. We have Scrooge meta important. We have Moana and Darkwing Duck at role player, and we have Tamatoa in fringe. Now moving on to the last color of the set, and shockingly one that I have looked at basically none at all. I haven't paid any attention to steel, so I'm going to rely on all of you guys. But we have an interesting one to start off with. We have another angel card of the set. We have the 4-cost inkable legendary from steel that has a 3/3 stat line and has the ability whenever there's no cards in your hand, is it resist +2 or resist +1?
Yeah.
Resist +2, and then you may discard a card to deal 2 damage to a chosen character.
Once per turn.
Yeah, I don't really like this. I don't have much of an opinion, so I haven't thought about it.
I put it on the list.
Okay, start us off then, Cody.
I hope the card's really good.
Okay. Is it actually going to be any good?
I think it will be. I think it's a really very cool card that I will say right now, I have no idea what an angel deck like this would look like, but it feels like such a really good card and kind of fits a role that I feel like Steel always kind of wanted. It's like a very just decent body, and it can finally like shoot something that I feel like they've never been able to do that early. It's like if they ever wanted to shoot something, you got to get to 7 for Vinny and Hades. But now
Yeah.
this can actually like be played, interact with the board, shoot something immediately. Like it just seems like such a sweet little card.
Did they
And I'm sure there's
reprint Whole
something
New
very
World and I didn't hear about it?
Huh?
Did they reprint a Whole New World and I didn't hear about it?
No.
Oh, okay. That just checking. Devin, over to you.
Yeah, no,
Beats me.
I think it is an ally. Something to note: it is an ally. So Blue Steel allies, like I definitely think this is a card that they could want to play on 4 in an aggressive meta. Especially with the Grandmother Willow Tree. Like, I think a card like Shift Jasmine can keep your hand count somewhat healthy in a way, while you can also spend some resources to ping something. That way, you're just not having to struggle until you get to the later top end. Also, it could be fine with Goliath. Like, you know, when you're in the late game scenario, drawing 2 cards a turn, one of the cards to ping something, another card to play. Like, I think there could definitely be a deck where that's good. As for where I'd put it on the list, I think it probably is only a role player. Role player to meta important, and only in like certain decks. But I don't know if this is going to see widespread play. And even in Blue Steel Allies, I don't even know if he'd be a 4 of.
Yep.
But just something to play on 4 that isn't Cindy or Jasmine.
I think what you're saying about the Grandmother Willow is just a huge reason why, because I don't know where to place this card. I'm not a steel player, but that's enough of a niche. And just like the advent of aggro, being able to have that extra little burst, because you'll have the cards in hand against green, purple burn, against Daisy Duck decks. I think somewhere in role player is probably a good spot for this card.
Okay.
I think if I were to go build this deck, like I build a deck with this card in it right now, and like try to play it, I think what I would do is I'd play like Amber, Steel, Alien, Circle of Life, like revive, discard stuff. You know, like with that new Gontu and her, you have like a plethora of ways to discard cards from your hand, and I think that's where I would start. And you have that new Pleakley that can like draw you a card if you have an alien on the board, and so you could play like. And you have that new hamster that says for each alien or each card in your discard, I don't know, he becomes cheaper. So I think a deck like that would be kind of cool and maybe fun.
This is a 4X desperate plan, 4X dock deck. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I don't like discarding all my resources, but I do think there's definitely potential for it.
Look at it as you're converting your resource. You're turning something in your hand. You're turning an
you
extra
don't
dock
have
into
to discard.
Yeah, but if you're playing this and you're not discarding, then why are you playing this?
Well,
3/3
because
Because you can do it.
you
I'm just saying
always have fire the cannons.
Yeah, like you just
Every
always
card
have a fire
every
cannon
time.
sitting there. So when you really want that fire the cannons,
I
mean,
guess that's fair.
that's
I guess
what I'm
that's
saying.
fair.
Like it has everything going for it to be a pretty cool card. I think
have to
I
build
think there
around
will
it.
be a spot that decks would want to play this.
I've talked myself into it. I'm building that deck. That sounds fun.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
Hey, if Hayden wants to build it, it has to be good, right?
No, that's the
No.
opposite.
Oh,
of
okay,
that,
my
Cody.
bad.
That's the
Sorry, my
opposite.
Devin, good old legendary Darkwing Duck, 7 cost. The 6/8, right? 6/8.
Yeah,
Play
it's a
for
6/8.
2, and then it can attack readied villains.
Yeah, that's one of the abilities.
I don't know any of the steel stuff. What's this other ability?
Yeah, so it also has Shift 5. Something
Sure.
to think about with the 2-drop Darkwing Duck. Its other ability is take that. During your turn, whenever an item is banished, you may pay 1 to deal 2 damage to chosen character. So kind of similar to the Fire the Cannon, but you have to have an item banished. I just think this card is cool. I don't actually know if many people are talking about it, but I do think the shift line with the Darkwing is cool. Challenging readied villain characters. I think there's enough villain characters to where that ability is going to do something sometimes.
Sure.
And there's even a way if it doesn't that you can make it happen, right, Matthew?
No, the 3-drop item.
The item
Yeah.
that makes everything a villain. It's
I
just in
want-
such a
I-
contested slot. Like being a 7 cost and blue steel or anything
this
steel
is-
in general. Like
This is not the same deck that we currently have. If you're
Yeah,
playing
sure.
the Darkwing deck that's doing this item stuff, it's gonna look completely different. I will say one thing that like I want this deck to be good because I think it would bring back some really fun strategies, and particularly if this card becomes good, where it's like even playable, that means that the 6-drop Tamatoa is probably going to come back into the meta, and that would be really fun.
That's
So I
fair.
would like to
Would
see
it?
that Tamatoa be decent. I mean, like if you're trying to recur items, that would be the deck, right?
No, yeah, for sure.
And I'm just saying, I want that to be good, and it feels like it's like I feel like it could be. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a deck. Once again, I just don't know what exactly it's going to look like, but
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we
definitely
putting
it's
it
not
then?
bad on paper.
Where does it
Fringe.
belong? Fringe. That's probably fair.
I thought all the detectives were kind of like mid, and then they beat my face after the deck gets put together, and so I'm like, I don't know where to put this card. I'm not even going to talk about it. Just
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like it has it has a lot of potential to unlock. Who's gonna do it? Is it ever gonna come unlocked? Who knows? But
I think it is interesting though, like with the robot queen. I mean, like you can just
Yeah.
do 4 damage out of nowhere. It's pretty
Yeah.
good on play.
Sure.
And so, another small interaction with containment unit. The item, I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. The 2-cost uninkable item that when you play it, you choose a character, and that character can't challenge or quest while it's in play. But at the start of your turn, you either have to discard a card or
That's so
banish the
cool.
item.
Oh,
I
that's
think
kinda
it's a cool
interaction.
card, and you can, to my understanding, you can choose to, if you have the ink, if you did let it banish from the start of your turn, you could activate the Darkwing Duck ability
That's pretty cool.
to deal 2 to something.
Yep.
So just
I
something
think
interesting.
you ready before anything happens.
Yeah, you ready, and then you would do this during set.
Yeah.
Mm,
But doesn't that
okay.
sound just like a cool deck? Like I
Yeah,
want that to be a
That
thing.
definitely sounds fun. Okay. Devin, another Darkwing card here. Let's get dangerous. So we know
oh.
what Devin likes.
Oh shoot, I wasn't prepared for Let's Get Dangerous. I thought it was gonna be
Best art of the set for me. While they have
Yeah.
Devin's-
And Canada is gorgeous.
yeah. This is a sweet card. I am willing to lose games playing this card,
It's a cool
and-
card.
and I think that's fine.
What's the card from Hearthstone that was a 2-drop deal 3 in Warlock?
deal
Oh.
3 to your face.
Wait,
Flame it.
is this the wrong card?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's
it's
wrong
a block
card.
card.
My bad.
Is this is the one that you it's a 4-cost song.
Yeah, you flip
the top
cup cards.
card.
Yeah, yeah. My bad.
If
my
it's a
bad.
character, you get to play it for free.
You shuffle.
Yeah, you shuffle your deck first too, which I mean, there's definitely things where that could be disruptive on its own, but I don't know. This is just another gamble card, and I figured we have some degenerate gamblers with Horseman Strike or Horseman from this last set, and so I
Oh,
figured
and I
somebody
wonder
would talk
who
about
won a tournament with that.
it. Exactly.
That guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying in general that was not a card
now,
that I
now,
wanted
here's
to
the thing. You played
to
this
be
card
playing.
in the 4 Horseman deck. That's gamble on gamble.
No,
You're
I think-
gambling for future gambles.
I think there is a world you could do that. You could play like blue steel 2/4/6 deck and like play for this thing and like go Cindy and the next turn sing Cindy, try to high roll into like a 7-cost, and like that might be all right.
Why are we even bothering playing Cindy?
Because
Just play
Well,
this on
just
play
play
this on
this.
4
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
into your
what's-
7
play
draw.
this on
Let's just
turn
hard
3.
pass
It's
this.
not
Let's
good.
go.
okay.
It's on turn 3 hate.
You're right.
That pudge
Hopefully
is
we hit
dead.
a Cindy off the
That-
top.
that
Pudge
Yeah.
is into the Shadow Realm.
If
Oh
this
my
doesn't
God.
go to the bottom of bad, I'm going to turn my camera off. and
Okay,
walk
actually
away.
don't think it's
I'm
bad.
glad
Wait,
I'm
hold up,
putting it
hold
down there.
I don't
Hold
think
up.
it's
because I
bad.
agree.
I think
I
this
don't
card
think
is
it's
going to
bad.
see way more play than Tinkerbell, so it has to at least be
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Can we
Oh
put
my
it
If this
at
was
the
God.
top
a
of bad?
character, it would be playable. Like, will people play it? Sure. But, like,
All right,
if you're playing it in a steel deck, you have to, like, am I cutting
Not
the
play
actions?
strength?
Like, what if you just hit a strength and you give your opponent a Clarabelle, like, on turn 3?
Yeah,
Well,
what if
basi-
they hit a strength and you hit Tamatoa? I mean, like we could play this game all day.
It has to be if like you're really truly trying to play it, it has to be in a 2-4-6 deck where everything is 6+, so that you have like an actual high probability chance of hitting something really impactful.
I mean, you don't
How many
have
characters do you play in a 2-4-6 deck? 30?
A lot. More
No,
than
it's more than that. It's probably 35 or
45.
it's probably 35 or 45. I don't know, 45 or yeah, 45ish.
So you still
Strength.
have, like,
Sail
a
Vision
30%
Zeus.
chance to whiff. And Tipo, hold on.
That's what I mean. Like it's bad. I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying if you're going to actually try to like not like ironically play this.
I
But-
disagree. I don't think it's bad.
I don't think it's bad either.
Okay, fine. I'm putting it in the
I
bottom of
think it's
fringe.
I think it's powerful.
bottom
It-
of
The
Fringe?
bottom of fringe, the absolute bottom.
Okay,
This
it's
is
a song
not better
that
than
can
that
play it,
Tamatoa.
we
and
put
cost
Snow
is
Fort
free.
higher than it.
I know, I did.
This list is awesome because Snow Fort's here.
Like, okay, like I think it's good because you can build around it, and like on turn 3, I can play a 9 cost card and immediately win the game, or 7 cost card. Like that speed can be like
yeah, that's a
Crazy.
turn 3 Big Mickey.
I would have never
you-
expected that this is the card that we spend another 10 minutes on.
Well, you'd be
I
right,
just
buddy.
don't think it's bad. I think it's like one of the more underrated cards for me of the set because I think it's
It's just a risk.
interesting
I
the way
don't
it
like it because it has a really high risk associated with it. But anyways,
But-
Well, it's only a risk if you don't have faith.
Exactly.
last card that we have on our list here, another Darkwing card. I don't know this one. I know what it does, but I don't know the name of it. So Devin, take this one away.
It's the terror that flaps in the night.
That was so good.
2 cost stinkable action, deal 2 damage to chosen opposing character. If you have a character named Darkwing Duck in play, deal 3 damage instead. I think this could be just like an inkable fire the cannons in a world where we need to be blowing up a tree.
Yeah,
But
Um,
boom.
Yeah, Baboom is. I mean, it's Baboom with an upside.
Yeah, and I like it.
I do too,
Um,
buddy. S
if-
tier.
If we put this anywhere above the bottom of role player, I will riot.
I think role player's fine.
Meta
Yeah.
important.
Oh my god.
Mm.
He's saying that because I said if we put this over
No,
anywhere.
he's saying because he thinks Devin's cute.
Yeah.
I don't know what that has anything to do with the rating of the card, but because Devin said role player too.
Yeah, I'd probably put it
I-
in role player, but I really like it. So, like, to me, it will be meta important, but to others, it
I think
might
it's really
just
good.
be-
I like it. I think it's just one of those cards. It's like it can't be bad, right?
I'm
Yeah,
not
I mean,
putting
it's
it
not-
ahead of
here,
Sven.
it can't be bad. It may just not be needed, which is we'll figure that out. But
well,
I mean, that makes
can
it
be
fringe. If
bad.
it's not needed, then it's fringe.
well, we don't know.
I know,
fear
but
this
that's
It
what
will
might
we're
be
doing.
it might be
needed.
more
We're guessing.
played than Ohana means family. We
We're
don't
guessing
know.
right now.
No, we know.
We
This card
know.
will be needed.
I do think. I think the best part about the card is the name. Sick name.
I can
I need Devin.
concur with that.
I'm gonna get one of those little buttons and I can press it. It's like I'm gonna
We need
play.
we need to refer to this card by the acronym like TTTFITN.
Triple T fitting. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Triple T fit.
Okay. Matt's been quiet for a while. I'm giving him the last word, and then I'm cutting us off. We're an hour and 32 minutes in. This is one of our longest episodes.
You said
It
we
was
had an hour
fun.
for each card.
No, I didn't. Matt, what's your last? It doesn't have to be about this card. It can be about where we ended. in
No,
general.
I'm gonna say honorable mention because we didn't say like the best 2 steel cards. I think
Okay.
Lilo and Nani, they're both 2 drops and they both lower for 2. And we
God, I don't even know I know what Lilo you're talking about. I don't even know what Nani you're talking. Man, I'm so out of
she's
steel.
a 1/4. If she's undamaged, she lowers for 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
Very
And
strong.
also,
I do know that one.
oh, go ahead, Matthew. Finish. Keep going.
Oh, okay. I was. I mean, that's all I really want to say. Go for
Oh,
it.
I was just gonna say that other Nani, the 3 cost Amber Nani. I also think
Yeah, that one's pretty
card.
good. Devin.
Hey, hit us up in the comments or somewhere if you want us to do every card by color next time.
I agree.
I would prefer that.
We could have color episodes.
Okay, if we did that, we did. Okay, this was like a 27 card, 28
Mhm.
card, and it took an hour and a half. Each of the colors have what 40 cards, or is it like I don't know? No, that's not right. The math's like 32 cards or something like that.
Y'all heard it here
we
first.
would definitely be on a
Zach
2.
hates the fans.
Hey, yeah,
We would have 12. I mean, I guess that is 12 hours worth of content. So
and if everybody wants us to do it, then
that you know
Let
what,
us
that's
know.
fair. Leave a comment on Spotify or on YouTube. Join the Discord and leave a comment on our Discord. If that's something you want, we will definitely do it. And Devin has been like screaming to do that for I think probably the past 3 sets now. So, but anyways, quick final recap of the entire episode and the meta defining cards we have, which I'm sure there's probably some that were left off this list that we meta defining. But Grandmother Willow, the Amethyst Genie, Ohana means family and meta important. We have the Emerald Donald Duck, Sapphire Scrooge McDuck, Raging Storm, Pudge, and Emerald Mulan. Role player, we have Sapphire Moana, Grab Your Bow, Sapphire Darkwing Duck. God, the I'm not even going to try to say it this time. The Amber song that reduces your character's cost by 2. Steel Angel, Emerald Goofy, Sven, and the steel card that we just talked about, the EITTT something whatever.
Triple T fitting.
Yep. In Fringe, we have Amber Angel, Copper, Marching Off to Battle, Marshmallow, Darkwing Duck, Snowfort, everybody's favorite card, Cold Won't Bother Me, Tamatoa, Let's Get Dangerous, and bad cards. We only have 2 of them. We have Tinkerbell and Nani's Payback. That's the end of the episode, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you're still here an hour and 35 minutes in, thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate you sticking with us and sticking through all this nonsense. We will catch everybody next time. Bye, guys.